Hello, welcome to the Trade Ideas Market Recap for Tuesday, May the 6th. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of the trading room. This is the address to get into the room. Let me just bring up the charts right now, and that's the wrong one. So let me just bring up ISR. Now, obviously a challenging day if you're going to go long today. I did trade 3 times. I traded ISR twice and Honeywell. So let's take a look at those trades. Now, ISR was something that it wasn't so much from trade ideas as a stock that I had been watching for a little bit. And if you can remember, ISR had a tremendous day. I don't know how many days ago this is, maybe 3 weeks ago, and it went from $1.03 all the way to 3.10, and then the next day, let me just expand this a bit, got as high as 378. So it had a tremendous 2-day run. And then it had a pullback and then another pop and then another pullback. And then this area here got me a little bit interested, thinking, well, if it could break through this right here, which the high was, what is it? It's 261. So if it got above 261, I might get interested in the trade again. So today, this morning, as you can see, it had a big pop almost immediately. These are 2-minute candles, so it was a little bit dormant for the first, say, 15 minutes, and then it really accelerated in the next 15 minutes. And so I was watching it. I wasn't going to chase it right here, but on the pullback, I know I mentioned in the room that I was watching ISR, and so on this pullback, I basically got into the trade right here at 262, figuring that the pullback, these are two tails here, that perhaps a pullback was over. So I took the trade at 262 with a pretty tight stop, 258. So 262, I'm in, and immediately a nice expanding 2-minute candle, and then another one and another one. And it got pretty exciting because I thought, there was a chance maybe it was just going to go blast right through 3 and challenge those highs from about 3 weeks ago. But it stalled right here, and so I took out half at 278, and I was bound and determined to hold on to that second half, hoping that it might just have a rebound. It didn't, so I exited the second half at 262 at my buy-in. So the first half, pretty nice. I mean, 16 cents on a 262 trade, not bad at all, and then flat on the second one. But I definitely wanted to keep watching it, thinking, well, this is a pullback. Maybe this is just another pullback that will be over soon. And so I took the trade again at 266. Watch it go back up, thinking, well, maybe again this time it could go right through and challenge that 3, but it didn't, and I exited the trade right here at 260. Right around this area here, figuring that if it got down below here, it could really start falling. So pretty good in the first half. I say for the first time I traded it, 16 cents on one half, flat on the second, and I lost 6 cents on the second time I tried to trade it. So overall net positive for ISR. Again, these sort of stocks are not my a little bit out of my comfort zone. The low price stocks, I'm not quite used to them. And so, but I just thought that the setup here was pretty good, and it seemed like it had a lot of momentum behind it. So that's why I took the trade. Now, the second stock that I traded was more in style to what I'm used to doing, and that was Honeywell. And Honeywell came from my bounce alert right here, 1107, 98, I'm sorry, 9187. So I received the alert right in this area here. And so I watched it go down right in this area here is see this last red candle. So I decided to take the trade right here at 91.86. Now again, challenging because the market was not good, but I thought if I had a tight enough stop on it, and you see how this candle here is the last red candle that I was seeing. Now, of course, I didn't see all this later, or I couldn't see this yet. So this is what I'm looking at. So I'm looking at a stop of 91.82, and I'm getting it at 91.86. Well, as I said to the room, uh, if I have a tight enough stop, then that means I can probably expand the stop a little bit. Okay, so yeah, I mean technically I say like I should get out if it breaks through the bottom of that candle, but if I've got a 4 cent stop, that I don't mind sort of expanding that to 10 cents in the right conditions. So I actually was in the trade here, and you can see how I mean I was getting close. I have to admit I was getting close to just saying the heck with it and stopping myself out, but I didn't because it was still, I mean, I was only 7 cents away from my entry, and so I was definitely rewarded for doing that because so right after that it expanded and I went all the way, broke through the whole number, which I was wondering if it would do that. And I took half the trade out at 92.16, so that was 30 cents, and the other half right here at 92.11 for 25 cents. So on a difficult day for bounce plays, I was able to find this one that worked pretty well, pretty well. Now you can see here, if I've got a lot more. These are all the bounce plays that that I had today. Actually, there are a lot more if I expanded down this window. But if you can remember yesterday, I only had about 10 of them. So you can see, obviously, on a day where the market is down, you would expect to get a lot of bounce plays. But the problem is that when the market is down and it doesn't seem to want to go up and it's just very negative, most of these alerts that I got did not work. So for instance, if I look at AIG as an example, and this is what I mean by not working. So AIG, when did I get the alert? At 50.74. So right in this area here. So here are the candles. So when I say it didn't work, it doesn't mean I took the trade and it didn't work. It means that, okay, now I start watching it and I want to see if I can get above 50.74. You can see right here, not one green candle above 50.74. They all were down, and then they continued down. I wasn't alerted to any sort of a potential bounce here, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, the first time, and I can tell you, most of these, virtually every one of these, when I went through them, none of them went back above the alert price. So that's what I mean. They didn't work. It doesn't mean I took all these trades and I got stopped out. It means I didn't get the proper setup. Now, one question I had in the room today is, do I ever do the reverse of this? In other words, obviously I'm looking for stocks that are being beaten up. And so eventually though, when the market finally maybe we get a true bear market, I will start to look for stocks that are going up and then that I can short. So for instance, let me just pick this one, PEGI, because this is the reverse. This strategy is the absolute reverse of this strategy is the reverse of this strategy. So you can see right here, excuse me, I would have got the alert right in this area, and in theory I could have taken the short and would have made some money, but I'm not that interested in this strategy quite yet. So, but this, once the market starts to turn, and you see, I hardly had any alerts from it. Once the market does start to turn around, I will definitely be interested in this strategy. Now, here's just a very quick tip. Remember, this strategy is doing this. So we look at the summary, and you can see between $1 and $100, 500,000 shares traded, at least 3 candles down on 2-minute candles, at least down 35 cents in 30 minutes, and the RSI is no more than 25. So the easy way for me to flip this strategy, in other words, to take this strategy and basically reverse it without having to just start from scratch and adding all my columns, is this way. I just take the strategy, and now I'm going to duplicate it. And then I go to configure, and then I flip it. Now, look what happened when I flipped it. These are going to be the same because, you can't flip. These are sort of absolute numbers. But now I'm looking for, excuse me, I'm looking for stocks that were up at least 3 candles in a row. We're up at least 35 cents in the last 30 minutes. And the RSA is at least 75. The complete reversal of all these filters here. And of course, now it's going to be triggered on a new high. So it's a really simple way. I would just say, okay, and now I've got the strategy, and then, I just would obviously just rename it. Go to the summary, and Come on, there we go. And I would just go up here and I rename it just like I did down here. So I call this bounce 2 minutes candle short. So that is just a quick, that's just a tip on how to very quickly reverse a strategy that you might like. And so that, if the market is starting to trend down, then you can start to look at a strategy like this. So that's it for today. And let me just bring back the cover page. Here's the address to get into the room. And I hope to see you in the trading room tomorrow.